Hi, everyone. I'm Ryan Ball. I'm an Apple Consultant Engineer at Electrona. We're an MSP based out of DC, and I'm coming to you from beautiful Austin, Texas. So what I wanted to talk to you about is leveraging simple scripted workflows in Jamf Pro to install or patch software. So what I'm going to talk about is installing software without packaging, the ability to install or update, the various install methods, the parameters required for our example script, and the script overview. And we'll also get to see it work. So what are the benefits of installing with a script? Well, there's no packaging or hosting of any packages required. Especially, this works well if you're managing several Jamf Pro instances or other MDM environments. Scripts can be generic, and they can be used for a variety of applications. And you can use them for other install methods, which I'll talk about in a minute. You can also configure scripts with only a few parameters. And the goal would be to have only one script to maintain that can be used as a payload in many Jamf Pro policies. So you end up with one script to rule them all. So what we'd like to do is leverage the same script to either install or update the software if it's already installed. We want to compare the installed version to determine if an update is actually necessary. And if we're updating and the software is in use, we want to prompt the user and give them an opportunity to postpone or update the software so we don't interrupt their work. And we always want to clean up after ourselves. We don't want to leave install media hanging around, and generally, just making sure we clean up. So what are the various methods that vendors use to package software? There are quite a few. So there's a package where you just install a package. There's an app in a zip. You extract a zip file and install the app inside. There's executable in DMG, where you attach to a DMG and you execute a binary via command and arguments. There's package in DMG, where you attach a DMG and you install a package inside. And then there's app in DMG, and this is the one we'll focus on here, where you attach a DMG and you install the app inside. So what are the software available as app in DMG? Well, there's quite a few. These are just a few of the software that the vendor has provided a DMG where there's just an app inside. So in our example script, how do we configure it? Well, what do we need? We need a download URL where we're going to get the DMG, the name of the app, a version comparison key. So this is typically the CF bundle short version string and the info.plist of the app, but could be different depending on the app. And then in our example script, we have a parameter that can be set to true to evaluate the download URL for use with dynamic URLs. And dynamic URLs are URLs where the latest version of the software is not a static URL where for each new version you have a different URL to download the software. So this is just one example of how you could calculate a dynamic URL, and in this case, VDEdit. So it's a simple command to get the latest version of VDEdit. So what are the major script components of our example script? So I'm going to kind of go through some of these, but this code will be available to you afterwards. So this is the function that we're using to clean up after ourselves. We're using an exit trap. So anytime the script might exit, it will clean up some of the stuff that it's done. And also, if we install the app, we're doing Jamf Pro inventory update, and this way we can only do a recon if we've actually installed the app. So we're not doing a recon every time the policy might be running. So this is a function we use to download the app and determine the version of app that we just downloaded. And again, this code is going to be available to you. So this is just a quick run through of it. Next, we check if the downloaded app is newer than what's already installed. We use a version comparison function for that. This function actually handles odd versions like Spotify and Zoom easily, which are kind of odd versions. And we just basically do a test to see if the new version is newer than the old installed version. Next, if the app is installed, we want to make sure that the user is notified if they have it open. So in this case, we're checking for the process ID of the app, notifying the user through Jamf Helper dialog box, and they have the option to postpone or update. And if they chose to update, we kill the app and then move on to the installation. So when we install, we're just simply removing the app and copying the app from the DMG to the applications folder and just checking for the existence of the app and setting a variable to true if the app is installed. And this is what we'll use to determine if we do a recon when we exit. So this is just the main logic that ties all the functions together. You see our exit trap is at the top, so that anytime during the process the script exits, becomes our cleanup function. You can see we're checking during this process to see if the app is installed at all, if we need to do an update, or if we're just going to do a straight installation. And we'll get to watch this script in action, pre-recorded, but this is what you'll expect if you run the script. So here we're downloading Firefox. This is kind of real time at the time when I ran it. This just takes a second. We see that Firefox is installed. We saw the dialog box that I clicked on to update. We've done a version comparison. We're installing Firefox here, and since we know that we've actually killed the process for the user, we're going to open Firefox back up to an awesome home page. And yeah, that's it. So to set the script up as a Jamf Pro policy, in this case, what we're doing is installing VLC. And you see in the parameter 4 in Jamf Pro, we have to download the URL, which is actually for VLC a command that we can use to get the latest version of VLC. The next parameter, we just have the name of the app, VLC.app. Our version comparison key is CF bundle short version string in VLC. And then the last parameter we're setting to true because what we want to do is evaluate the download URL rather than using it as just a static URL. So this can be used for a variety of applications. And this can all be yours. GitHub.com/Electrona. We've made that public for you, and we're going to be, making a push to open source more of our projects. So keep an eye on that. And that's all I have. Thank you very much for viewing this. You can always, if you have questions, I'm Ryan.Ball on the Mac Admin Slack, and there's our website there. Thank you very much.